Welcome to this tutorial series on how to use Adobe InDesign CC. In this tutorial series, you're going to learn all the basics of creating an InDesign document and using the basic features. We're going to do that while creating a fictional magazine spread. We're going to learn things such as creating a new document, creating margins and guides, placing dummy text, doing wireframing for layout, creating and setting character and paragraph styles, and a bunch of other useful features within InDesign. By the end of this tutorial series, you should be a intermediate or advanced beginner in Adobe InDesign. So let's get started. If you don't already have Adobe InDesign open, please go ahead and open that up. You can see I'm at the Get Started page here. And then I'm going to create a new InDesign document. There are several options. You can see Create New, since I have no existing documents. I also have Create New here. And way up in the File menu, I have File, New, Document, or Command N, which would be the shortcut key. I'm going to click out and just do Create New here. Now, I have my new document dialog box. I'm going to ask myself, do I want to create a print document, a web document, or a mobile document? In this case, we're going to do a traditional print document, a magazine. Down here are some common file sizes, such as letter, legal, or some of the European A5, A4 sizes. We are going to come to the right to preset details and create our document from scratch. First things first, instead of Untitled 1, let's name this using the classroom naming convention, starting with period number that you're in, underscore your last name and first initial, underscore the name of the assignment, in camel case. In this instance, it's going to be magazine spread. Camel case means that the second word in the name is capitalized. Now you'll see by default with a new print document, the units are picas. Do you know what a pica is? Probably not. It is an industry standard measurement used in desktop publishing in the print world. It can be confusing at first and not something we're going to start off with in this class. So I'm going to switch that to points. You can also see inches, millimeters, and some other settings in there. I'm going to go with points. Even though inches is probably more familiar with you, or to you, points are going to allow us to do a little bit of math later on to get even grids and columns. So, standard US magazine size is 8 3/8 of an inch for the width. So I'm going to do 8.325 IN for inches. Then I'm going to come down to height. And our height for a typical US magazine is 10 7/8 of an inch. So 10.875, which is 7/8 of an inch, IN. And that's going to give us our width and height. We're going to stick with orientation of portrait. We do want to have facing pages. So when you open up a magazine, facing pages mean a spread where you have left and right when it's open. We're going to do a 6-page spread. And instead of starting at page 1, we're going to start on an even number page. I'm just going to put in 2. This way we do not have a single page hanging out by itself. We're going to pretend we're in the middle of the magazine somewhere, and this is an article that is going to go in there. We're going to leave our columns and column gutter. I'm going to come down to margins, and I'm going to zero this out. Hit Tab. Since it's linked, they will all turn to 0. We're going to set up margins with custom guides here in a moment. And bleed and slug. Right, if it's closed, you can go ahead and toggle that open. Our bleed is going to be 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. Don't forget to type the IN. Hit Tab, and you can see that is 9 points. We do not need a slug. And we're going to click create. It's going to create our new document. I'm going to close that. Right here, CC libraries. Adobe's been pushing CC libraries. I don't use them. We don't have. Let's just get rid of it. Don't use it for now. Close out of that. So I dragged it off and I closed it. You can see I now have a spread left and right. And you can see this red outline is our bleed. And we have our new document created.